Sack Life Beat Depression, stay 709, and I feel fine. And today, we're going to keep it that way with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show. I want to focus in on those mental health tools first. First one being gratitude. So my gratitude is going out to everybody tuning in now, anybody who's tuning in later, to support that cause, showing up for you and showing up for others as well. Also want to shout out gratitude to YandI Music for being the first ones here, and also for being amazing people, amazing friends in my life, and super supportive from day one, even before Sack Life was a thing. You guys have been so inspirational to me on my journey, and such a loving support system in my life. Truly grateful to know you. So that's my gratitude section for today. Go ahead and think about something you're grateful for today, and that'll help put you in a positive mindset as we move into today's lesson. Second mental health tool we're going to talk about is progress tracking. So keeping track of your daily goal accomplishment. For me, it's been 709 days of consecutive goal accomplishment, consecutive training out here, and let me know how many days it's been for you. The cool thing about this number is that it's not just a fitness number. It's not just a fitness goal. It's not actually a fitness goal at all. It's actually a goal of progress, a goal to show up for yourself and to fight forwards and to take a step forwards, because every step forward counts in this battle for better mental health. And the number doesn't just show you how many days you exercised or how many days you worked out. It shows you how many days you overcame the debilitating effects of depression, the kind of things that when you have that serotonin imbalance, your mind will feed you those negative thoughts, those lies that you can't get out of bed, or your body's too heavy to move, or you don't deserve to do, or you can't do this, you can't do that. And this number is your physical proof in the real world that can anchor you back. You can look at that number and know that you are strong enough to get up for 709 days and fight forwards. You are strong enough to overcome those lies, and also confirmation that those were in fact lies, because you did in fact get up and fight forward. So please do keep track of that number. It will only build over time. Because it's a mental health goal, we never lose progress. Even if we miss a day, we don't reset our counter to zero, because we still have the same amount of proof that we have shown up, the same amount of proof of our strength and endurance. So please do keep track of your progress, keep track of that number, and if you can put it somewhere physical and look at it, it will have an additional effect than being in a notebook locked away somewhere. So somewhere you can see it, accurate proof of your strength and endurance out here. So I hope that that number is as powerful for you in your life as it has been in mine, because it's helped me come out of therapy and off medication with green lights from my doctors. So if that can help happen for others, which has been happening for others, but if it can happen for more people because of that number, then that's why I'm here, happy to share it. That being said, let's talk about today's lesson just a little bit. I'm going to make sure we've got water. It's a Monday, so we're going to get back into our higher intensity rounds. We'll be practicing those fundamentals, jabs and crosses, but we're also going to talk about the hook, we're going to talk about the uppercut, and we're going to talk about the body shot, what they have in common, and how to use them. And we'll link them into our fundamentals in there. And if you don't have a Bob dummy at home, you can visualize a depression dummy. Just physically embody the thing that you want to work on. If it's anxiety or it's depression, you can name that dummy the anxiety dummy or the depression dummy, and then together we can work on knocking those lies right out of his stupid face. I want to shout out also to Becca for being here, and to Lupin Ken, Slayer Ken, thank you for being here. Thank you for your consistency, for showing up. We covered gratitude, we covered the list tool, progress tracking tool. We're just about to get into the lesson. So for our lesson, we're going to be working from Muay Thai stance. Stance guides available on SackLifeOfficial.com. Bottom of the martial arts for mental health class section. You can be fully prepared for every class on how to stand, where to place your weight, how to position your body, if you check that out beforehand. So we're going to be working with Muay Thai stance. We won't break that stance down, but basics of Muay Thai stance. We're shifting our weight forwards and backwards from front foot to back foot. We're twisting through the body, through the hips and the shoulders to extend that fist forwards for the strike. That's the jab. Rotate through for the cross, keeping the head on that center line, nice and square with the shoulders and hips after each combo. We're going to be talking about the hook today. So for the hook, we're going to want some pre-wind in that shoulder. So we can either use it out of a slip or after a cross, whatever's going to set up that lead shoulder give it that preload, right? And then we're going to rotate through, boom, and throw that fist up, locking the elbow in at 90 degrees. That 90-degree angle, boom, is important to get the power transferring through the body, using the whole body, bam, and get that leverage right, landing on the face, transferring it all the way through that fist, through those large 2 knuckles. The further out we go, the further past 90 we go, the more risk of hyperextension, and also the less torque we're going to get on that shot. So, want to lock that elbow at 90, rotate through, boom, twist through that body, and use the body weight to bring that fist around for the hook. Rear hook, same thing, jab, cross, jab. That rear hook is loaded. I'm going to twist on the ball of the rear foot, through the hips, boom, through the shoulders, and bring that fist around. Just locking the elbow at 90, keeping the wrist nice and straight, give you a nice powerful hook. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the body shots and what it has in common with the hook. Same thing. Want to be preloaded on that shoulder for whatever body shot we're going to toss. That will be it'll be nice and powerful. And for the body shots, we're going to dip down, sink down a little bit, and we're going to drop that fist down, again locking the elbow in at 90. From here, bring that elbow down towards the waist. We're going to fire from the waist and send that fist forward into the guts of that depression dummy. Head comes back to defend after the first strike, and then we fire from the opposite side, right into the guts. Again, though, keeping that elbow locked at 90. And that's what the hook, right, the hooks and the body shots have in common. Also, the uppercut has in common as well. Noka Plovo, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate that support. So when you're visualizing that target, it's very important for accuracy's sakes, for proper technique's sake, to visualize that target and really turn those fists over on the strikes, landing on the large 2 knuckles. And we're always trying to land on those large 2 knuckles, the top 2 knuckles, fist nice and tight. For the body shot, same thing. Boom, top 2 knuckles, going right into the guts of that depression dummy. Come back to defend. Whoosh. Boom, twist through for the second body shot. For the uppercuts, we're aiming for the chin. Boom. And again, we're locking the elbow in at 90 degrees. That's the common denominator between the hooks, the body shots, and the uppercuts. So on the uppercuts, we're going to use, again, boom, boom, boom. We can use that preloaded shoulder, right? The shoulder's twisted back. We're going to twist through. But this time, we're going to bring this elbow into the center line. So if you visualize the center line coming down from the center of that dummy's face, right? Dead center there. We're going to twist through and bring that elbow into the center line. When it gets close to the center line, we're going to drop that hand to 90 degrees and drive it up. Boom. Drive it up that center line. Twisting through the body. Letting the body do the work. Let the body generate the power. It's not coming from the arms. It's coming through the whole. From the floor, through the core, to the fist. So, square up with that visualized target. Toss a couple jabs and crosses there. Bam, bam, bam. When you're set up for a nice uppercut, we're going to rotate through on the ball of that back foot, twisting through the hips and the shoulders. And we're going to drop that fist at the last second. Boom. Bringing the elbow in to the center line. And drop that fist and lock it at 90 degrees. And then toss it up. Right up through that depression dummy's face. So if we're standing here, if we got about boom, boom, boom. Preload it. Boom. There it is, twisting through the body, using all that body rotation to send that power up the center line. So, that's a whole bunch of moves today that use the 90-degree elbow, boom, boom, body shots, uppercuts. We could step in for a lead uppercut, right? We're just dipping under a little bit, get a little bit of scoop on it, send it up that center line. And same thing, preload. Think about that preload all the time. What move feeds the next move so that it can be efficient and be effective? So, that being said, we'll drill fundamentals as well. We'll move around. We'll stay active. We'll stay centered. We'll stay balanced. We'll kind of dance around that visualized opponent and visualize making contact with them. Boom, boom. On the chin, on the nose, doing damage. As we get stronger, depression gets weaker. The more we fight for ourselves. So, make sure you thought of your piece of gratitude. Make sure you're drinking water. You keep a track of your progress. And we're going to get into this thing. We're going through 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. 1 minute breaks to catch your breath and drink some water. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It might rain. If it rains, I'll have to pull this stuff inside. We'll figure it out. We'll adapt to the struggles. Remember, struggles are here to facilitate growth and to make us stronger. Life's not happening to us. It's happening for us. It's just a matter of perspective. So, let's get into this thing. Tush Queen, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate that support. We've got the timer set up for our standard rounds. We're going to have that fighting spirit coming through. Fighting spirit of the 80s.
Bluetooth.
Motivation on here. Bam. That should be good. Stranger be there. Been a while. Alright, hopefully that's coming through loud and clear. Go ahead and visualize that target. Shout out to Mad with Hats. Thanks for being here. Square up with that visualized target. Square shoulders, squared hips. Guard nice and high by the brow line. Close the fingers, tuck the thumbs. And we're going to start the timer and start with the 1-2 fundamentals. We'll build up from there. Bam, here we go. Square up, step in for the jab. Twisting through the shoulders and hips. Exhale out the mouth on that jab and turn the fist over, landing on the large 2 knuckles. Rotate back to square, jab cross. Both fists go down that center line, turning the fist over. Bump, bump, as we turn the body. Exhaling on both of those shots. Right down that center line. Aim for the chin of that depression dummy. Make contact with that chin. Turn through the body to deliver that power. And we're going to start adding in that lead hook we talked about. Jab, cross from here, from the cross. That lead hand is now loaded. That rear shoulder is loaded. We're going to toss the elbow up into 90-degree body cast and rotate, boom, on our way back to center as we recenter our body. It's going to look like this. If you got the dummy at home, you're going to step in for the jab, rotate for the cross, and then twist through as you center yourself. Tossing that hook, using that body rotation to generate power. Step in for the 1-2, bop, bop. From here, toss that hook, bang. Twist through the body. Remember, let the body do the work. The arms just going up, taking the correct position, getting the right angle. Toss it up there at the last second. Step in for the 1-2, and then 3. Exhale hard on those strikes out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Visualize that target, and let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's the hook. Back to stance. 1, 2, 3. That's the hook. Back to stance. Now we're going to add in a second hook. 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to come back to defend as we toss that rear hook forward. Same thing. Guard comes back to the head by the brow line. Rear hand goes up into that 90-degree. Arm cast, wrist straight, palm facing in. And we rotate through using the body rotation to generate power. Step in for the 1-2. From here, we're going to toss the lead hook. There, and then we're going to bring it back to defend as we toss the rear hook. Rotating on the ball of back. Boom, there it is. Back to stance. 4-hit combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to stance. Square it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Square up. Back to stance. Step in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to stance. Visualize that target. Visualize doing damage with them. Step in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to stance. Square up. Remember to tuck those thumbs. Keep the thumbs back. Out of the way of damage. Out of the way of danger. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Square up with them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Square up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And square. Remember to rotate through the ball of the foot. Bop for the jab, for the cross, for the hook, and the final hook. Back to stance. Square up with that target. 1, 2. From here, double hook. And back to stance. Keep it centered. 1, 2, 3, 4. Square up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Square up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the end of round 1. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Shout out to Silver Lining Therapy. Appreciate your support out there. And we've got 49 seconds. Catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you. In the next round, we'll start working some body shots in there. And if you have a bob dummy at home, it really does help with accuracy, does help to have that feedback, to get that feel back when you're punching. Having that impact helps with the somatic healing process of releasing anxiety, stress, frustration, and alleviating those symptoms of depression. So get yourself to a heavy bag or to a bob dummy so that you get that full effect from the training. But if you don't have one, you can still get heck of a release with the intensity that you put into these punches while shadowboxing. So for that belly strike, for that body strike we're talking about, we're going to get right into it. Go ahead and square up, visualize that opponent, step in for the 1-2. From here, we're going to sink a little bit on the knees. We're going to cover up with that lead hand, keeping the guard high. But we're going to drop that elbow down to 90 degrees. Remember, the 90-degree elbow, very important. Angle it in, point it towards the belly of that dummy, and then rotate on the ball or front foot. Rotate through, sending that fist forwards, bam, right into the guts. Once you make contact, bring it back to defend the head, and the rear fist is going to come down, rotating through the hips, firing from the hip, boom. We're sending it forward into the guts, and then back to the head to defend. Let's step in for the 1-2. We're preloaded on that lead hand, right? So now we're going to sink a little bit, target those guts, drop the hand to 90, get the angle right, and twist through on the ball or front foot. Boom, as we toss that fist forward into the guts of that depression dummy. Back to stance, 1-2, body punch. There it is, 1-2. Exhale hard on those strikes, sink into it a little bit. 1-2, there it is, back to stance. 1-2, there it is, visualize that target. 1-2 to the head, 3 to the body, back to stance. We're gonna start working that second body shot in. 1-2, 3 to the body. As this one comes back to defend, the other one's gonna drop down. 4 to the body, bam, back to stance. And remember, it's that rotation, it's those angles, that sweet science is what we're looking for. Step in for the 1-2, and body, body. Back to stance. Visualize making contact with that target, and put that effort into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you're fighting for you. You're fighting for that life you deserve. How do you know what you deserve? It's based on what you give. So put that body weight into it. Work. Give your best. And keep going. If you've got the Bob dummy, use them. Use what you got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to stance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to stance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back in. Square up. Square up. 4-hit combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the body. Visualize that target. Visualize knocking the lines out of that depression dummy and keep working. Rotate through that body for the jab, the cross, and the double body shot. Drive those fists forward. Get that 90-degree angle at the elbow. Put that body weight behind it and let's go. Work for you, let's go. We get what we deserve, and we deserve what we give. Give it 100%. Back to stance and to end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. Shout out to Lil Goddess. Thanks for being here, appreciate your support. Woo! Drink some water. Last round we're gonna get into those uppercuts and those uppercuts up that center line and knocking that dummy out for good. And it's Armand, thank you for being here as well. Appreciate that support. Woo! Working for it this Monday. And the rain's holding out. We got one more round. I think we're gonna make it. I don't wanna speak too soon. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. We've got 15 seconds. We're gonna pop into that final round. Breaking down the uppercut, thinking about when it's loaded, and tossing it right out of that jab cross, those bread and butter fundamentals. Woo. All right, back to stance. Square up with your target. Squared hips, squared shoulders. Guard high by the brow line. Tuck the fingers, tuck the thumbs. Step in for the 1, 2. 1, 2. And from here, we're gonna toss a lead uppercut. We're gonna rotate through, and when that elbow gets into the center line, we're gonna fire it up. Whoosh. Fire it up through the body, through the face of that depression dummy. 1, 2, twist, boom, and send that elbow right up the center line. Again, we're locking that elbow in at 90 degrees, keeping the wrist nice and straight. Palm is facing in towards us, and we're sending it right up the center line into the chin of that depression dummy. Step in for the 1, 2. From here, bam, right up the center line. Bang, keeping that elbow locked at 90. Using the body weight, rotation on that front foot to drive that fist up right through the target. Fist comes back to guard the head after you make contact. 1, 2, 3. Made contact, guard the head, and we can toss that rear one. Boom, up the center line as well. Step in, 1, 2. Uppercut, uppercut. There it is. Putting a little bend in the knees and a little scoop under that uppercut. Whoosh. will help you add even more power as you explode upwards into those strikes. Step in for the 1, 2, pop, pop, sink a little bit, pop, 1, pop, 2, and back to stand. Square up, and square. If you've got a bob, it really does improve accuracy tremendously, especially when it comes to technical striking. If not, you can still use that visualized dummy. Step in, 1, 2, to the head, 3, 4, and guard high. Keep that guard high, chin tucked. Step in for the 1, 2, and uppercut, uppercut, back to stance. 1, 2, uppercut, uppercut, right up that center line. 1, rotate through the hips. 2, rotate through the hips. Again, through the hip, through the hip. Scoop those arms, put a little dip in the knee. For the uppercuts, back to stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to stance. Now mix them in, free flow here. Toss the hooks if you'd like. Back to stance, jab, cross, body, body, back to stance. Jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut, back to stance. Now toss whatever you think links up here. Nice. Hook, boom, body, mix them up. Square up with that opponent. 1, 2, uppercut, cross, back to stance. 1, 2, hook, cross, back to stance. 1, 2, body, body, back in. 1, 2, hook, hook, back in. 1, 2, body, body, back in. Exhale through those strikes. And that is the end of round 3. Congrats if you made it through all 9 minutes. That's 9 minutes of exercise that can change your life. If you do keep track of it, keep track of that progress. And thank you, Lisa, for being here. Shout out to Lisa, the luminary. Over 400. You gotta be at 409 days today of consecutive progress, Lisa. Congratulations. And Lisa said, thank you, Tim. Love the uppercuts. Good stuff. Yeah, life is about a good uppercut sometimes. If you've got the bob, that uppercut's one of the things that Bob's really good at teaching you accuracy for. Just remember to lock that elbow in at 90 to get the torque out of it, and keep the wrist nice and straight to avoid injury. Closing those fingers tight, squeezing that fist on the point of impact. So many small things we can do to really perfect the art. Mad with hats, toss some fires, and a damn. I think that's how you would pronounce it. Appreciate that, brother. I'm glad you're having a good time. And shout out to Hello Nurse for being here. Appreciate your support. Remember, if you did miss this class and you'd like to take it at your own discretion on your own time, it will be up on YouTube in about 30 minutes as soon as the upload goes through in high quality. So you'll get a better HQ experience, even if it's not live, over there on YouTube at Sack Life Daily. Until next time, I'll catch you guys and girls, same Sack time, same Sack channel, same Sack life. Sackman out.